So here we go. So the Motc is a signal that comes from the mitochondria under times of stress and exercise and fasting, and it stimulates AMPK. It's the way the mitochondria talks back to the AMPK communication system to say, "Hey, can you help encourage more more mitochondrial activity? Can you, because remember there's multiple mitochondria. So if one mitochondria starts slowing down a little bit, it needs to have a way to talk to all the other mitochondria and the whole rest of the cell to communicate, hey, we got to pick up the slack somewhere. So that's a really cool way of sparking the entire AMPK system all throughout. Okay? And CB4211 is just an analog of that. It just so happens to look very, 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 very similar, almost identical to Motc. Okay? And those two are both injectables that you would be taking. Okay, or you could take. Get with your medical practitioner first. Okay, so that's what those are. So the third one we're going to talk about is something that's called atx304. atx304, this one is a pill you can take. It has two main factors. It is what's called a pan-AMPK activator. So basically what that means is that it activates multiple angles towards the AMPK system. Okay, it's going to hit from different angles. One, it's going to go straight to AMPK and activate it. Activate the truck and get it communicating. It's also going to activate the mitochondria itself. Okay, and stimulate the mitochondria in the same kind of way that AMPK would be stimulating the mitochondria. atx304 is going to do it by telling the mitochondria, okay guys, you got to get more efficient. You got to crank things up. We need more energy. We need you to drive the system up this way and create more ATP and burn more glucose. Okay, burn more glucose so we can create more energy, so we can metabolize stuff and get things going here. All right, that's the atx304. The second thing it's going to do, and this I think is really, really neat, it's called its second action is called mitochondrial decoupling. So it is it decouples one of the actions of the mitochondria. One of the things that the mitochondria does is that it will, as it's converting or as it's trying to build ATP, you've heard of the electron transport chain, right? So it's drawing in all of this energy, and it's going to focus this energy towards building a chemical bond, okay? And we call that chemical bond, converting from ATP or ADP to ATP. So it's drawing in all of this energy, and then it decouples the assembly line. So it's no longer able to take that energy in and focus it into building a bond. So what's going to happen to that extra energy? Energy cannot be created or destroyed. We know that. So that energy is just dissipated as heat. So when that energy is just dissipated as heat, the temperature goes up a little bit. You feel a little bit warmer, okay? And just that small change of that energy being floated away, basically, or being burned off as heat, we're not building up ATP. We're staying as AMP, okay? Which is yet another signal to keep the AMPK active. So it's really cool in that you're basically melting off extra energy, extra calories, basically, for free. You know, so that's basically what's going on there. And you're stimulating you're not only that, but you're stimulating the whole snowball effect for things to continue on and over again. So atx304 is really, really powerful, because not only does it boost the AMPK system and all of this stuff happening, but it also will decouple a lot of the energy formation here in the form of ATP, and it'll keep the process going. As long as that's decoupled, it's just going to fuel the process more and more and more. Okay? One thing in the picture that I didn't mention is that I might have mentioned it, but there's a transporter here called your glucose transport system, and that's where insulin comes in. I think we did talk about that. But yeah, this is my little picture here of our nucleus, or mitochondria, and then the three medications. Please make sure, like I said before, that you talk to someone, a good medical practitioner that understands these things, before you just jump into just popping pills and popping medications that you don't know where where or how they're really impacting your body. That's really, really important. We